Hey, faithful friends, it's Shauna here, and I wanted to share a quick story with you about an epic fail as a parent back a long time ago that became the catalyst for a huge change in my life that I think is very helpful for anybody and everybody. Long story short, 15 maybe or more years ago, somewhere in that ballpark, we had a busy Saturday. I'm a working mom. There's 4 kids. Ben is working. It's a weekend. I can't remember what we were doing, but we were at an event with Braden. I think maybe lacrosse, maybe football. I'm not really sure. Actually, it couldn't have been lacrosse because he didn't start that until high school. Doesn't matter. Anyways, we were there, and on the way, one named child threw up in the back seat of my car, the third row. And I am an overcoming perfectionist. I am recovering from it. It is a lot of work all of the time, but I was so upset when we got out of the car at the game. I didn't even go to the game. I just walked away. I walked a long way away, and I never went back. And afterwards, Ben and the kids came and picked me up, and I got in the car, and we got home, and I just remember Braden was really upset. He was in his room, and he was young, and I just went in there, and I said, What's wrong with you? Like, why are you crying? What's going on? And he said that I had left. And I said, I'm never going to leave you. I just got upset and I walked away. He said, yeah, but you're mad all the time. And that in his child heart, which is the same with all of our kids, we don't realize as parents the little things that we do that we feel like are insignificant in our kids' lives, but are hugely impactful to them. And I just remember walking out of that room and I was like, what am I doing? And all of the frustration that I had from trying to keep up with everything and be perfect and do all of my work on time and be great at what I do work-wise and serve at my church and be involved with the kids and school and the weekends, it just had made me where the worst parts of me were being pretty much spewed and vomited out on my family. And my best parts I gave away to other people. And at that point, I'm not really sure exactly how I wound up in the place of reading that book, but I read a book by Craig Rochelle called Weird. And in his book, he talked about having true rest and how we could pray every day and that God knows everything that we need. He knows everything that's going on. We don't have to say it to him for him to know. And he is a part of everything we do intimately, whether we acknowledge it or not. He is there at all times and always ready, willing, and wanting to help. We just take control and need to do it our way and don't have the bandwidth to trust him like he wants us to. So in his book, he talks about praying every day that you would accomplish what God wants you to accomplish. So I started praying that. I started getting up and I started saying, okay, Lord, only you know what I can do today and what needs to be done and what's important. And I'm just going to trust that you're not going to let me forget something that's important and you're not going to let me get out of sorts about things that aren't important anymore. And I started praying that every day, literally every day. Okay, Lord, let me accomplish what you need me to accomplish. Be my reminder. I trust that you're not going to let something that's important slip through the cracks. You're going to bring it to my memory. Somehow I'm going to remember it. And to this day, I still pray that. And I have some crazy testimonial stories I could tell you about appointments that I've made that I didn't even realize I had. And those people reach out to me and cancel because something is going on in their lives or, something is happening and they can't be there on time. And I'll be like, okay, Lord, thank you. Because I firmly believe that God influences the heart of men for the benefit of his children. Like, I don't have to be the one always in control and driving everything. I know that if there's something I'm supposed to do, God is going to remind me, or he is going to create some circumstance where if I forgot, he'll fix it. Or if I'm off course, he realigns the course. And it's not always this super spiritual thing that happens in the world's realm and what's happening in our house or in my life or at work, but it's always a super spiritual, supernatural experience to me when those little things happen and you're like, focused on letting God lead and letting God guide in the big and the small. And it just builds that confidence and trust in him that I really can rely on him for everything. Even the tiniest, smallest things that remembering to take out the trash to the curb on the right day. Oh, and if you forget, guess what? That's the week I didn't put there's not hardly any trash in there. So it's not a big deal anymore. And I just know that focusing on letting God be the one who leads has put this peace and rest in me, that I don't have to feel so anxious and angry. And I started being able to give my family what was my best sides of me. And it didn't work, never has suffered. Nothing in my life that I know of has suffered. And the only thing that's gotten better is my relationship with God and my relationship with my family and my kids, whom I love so much, and I'll do anything for all of them. Anyhow, that's just it. This is my struggle bus express struggle bus express ejection seat for your life. Get off the struggle bus. Trust God. Rest in knowing He's going to take care of everything, and you don't have to carry the burden anymore. Peace.